Wages are up $1.09 in the last year, according to payroll service ADP. There are plenty of opinions on the federal minimum wage. It's been $7.25 an hour for a decade. Elizabeth Ruiz takes a closer look at the minimum wage debate.
That is perfect.
Caitlin Hudson started working at a fast casual restaurant when she was 18 years old.
Black beans, awesome.
It was her income as she tried to get herself through school, but minimum wage was not enough for her daily needs.
I was not able to afford food for myself. I could not pay my rent. I couldn't pay bus fare. It was very difficult. And I definitely, if I couldn't provide for myself, I wouldn't be able to provide for a family.
Caitlin now has a 2.5-year-old son and says she wouldn't be able to support him if it wasn't for a recent change made to her pay. Illegal Pete's in Denver, Colorado has raised its minimum wage from $9 to $15 within the past 3.5 years, transforming that minimum wage into a living wage.
It covers lodging, food, paid time off, education, savings, basically the ability to work one job and plan for the future. The biggest challenge is an immediate hit to your expense line, to your payroll line.
Illegal Pete's owner and namesake Pete Turner says the last time he raised employee pay, it cost him about $2 million. However, he sees it as an investment. The idea is to create a productive work environment where people are more committed to the customer and the company.
So the pork bowl and the large chips and queso?
Pete says he's saving money by not having excessive employee turnover.
The rule of thumb for losing a frontline worker and then having to rehire and retrain is like $1,500 to $2,500 an employee.
Hello there.
Hello.
For Caitlin, having a disposable income is a new comfort in her life.
This is the first time in my life that I have seen stability, and that's really amazing for me to think of.
I'm Elizabeth Ruiz reporting.
Elizabeth, thank you. And the number of older Americans who are either working or looking for work is at a 57-year high. Tomorrow, we're taking a look into what you can be doing to get into a better place financially.
More of a summer feel in our Thursday forecast. Quite a bit of sunshine, at least to start the day. A few more of those clouds into the afternoon as temperatures once again get close to that 90-degree mark. And it is going to stay rather warm here the next few days of your forecast. Right through Friday, we're talking about highs in the mid to upper 80s. Small chance for rain there. As we get into the weekend, though, it looks like we'll start things off dry on Saturday. A little better chance for rain coming our way on Sunday. And we could use it with things very dry at this point. Thanks so much for joining us for the Now Indy. The news at 6 o'clock starts right now.
A controversial move by a local police department has some taking action tonight. I'm Stephanie Wade explaining why some find this offensive.
A father accused of abandoning his adopted child. He just surrendered to police, and his legal team says he's ready to tell his story.
We continue to look at programs helping students get ready for life after the classroom. Tonight, we introduce you to a program connecting students with the transportation industry.
This is RTV6 News at 6, working for you.
Do you have anything you want to say? Nothing you want to say?
We begin with a story developing right now in Tippecanoe County. A man who, along with his wife, is accused of abandoning his adopted daughter has turned himself into authorities. Thanks for joining us at 6 o'clock. I'm Mark Mullins.
And I'm Amanda Starantino. Michael Barnett faces neglect charges following a 5-year investigation. Court documents from the Tippecanoe County Prosecutor's Office show the couple adopted a girl from Ukraine in 2010. The girl told detectives she lived with Michael and Christine Barnett for 2 years in Hamilton County after the adoption. The girl said in 2013 the couple rented her an apartment in Lafayette and left her there while the rest of the family moved to Canada. Documents say the Barnetts had the child's legal age changed from 8 to 22 in June of 2012. The girl allegedly lived alone in the apartment for about 3 years. Today, Barnett's lawyer suggested there is a lot more to the story, and his client looks forward to telling it.
Always said he's innocent, and he wants his opportunity to go through the due process in court and show to the court and to the world and to his community that he is, of course, innocent of these charges. As I've indicated before, Michael is a wonderful human being. He's a pillar in his community. He has a big heart. He thought he was doing the right thing 10 years ago when he took someone in his home. And from his perspective, he was as much of a victim as anyone in this whole scenario.
And as far as we know, Christine Barnett has not turned herself into police. We will keep checking on any developments in this story.
As I kind of educated myself on the Black Lives Matter movement more and kind of spoke with other people about it, I kind of realized that that's not okay and it needs to come off.
Tonight, a push to make a change to police cruisers in a Madison County town. Dozens of people have signed a petition to remove a controversial phrase from the squad cars. RTV6's Stephanie Wade explains why some consider the 3 words offensive and what the town of Frankton is doing to address the concerns after we brought the issue to their attention.
It's this decal on Frankton Police Department vehicles that has some community members upset. They say it undermines the Black Lives Matter movement, and they'd like to see it removed.
I think it's a controversial issue, and I don't think it's one that the police should have taken a stand on.
A Frankton resident, Molly Hobbs, created this petition to remove the All Lives Matter decals from all police vehicles. They were added in 2016, Hobbs says, during the height of the Black Lives Matter movement, and feels some across the country have used the phrase All Lives Matter to counter it.
I created the petition to kind of show people that it's not just me, that it is a problem.
Seeing All Lives Matter on the police vehicles, that does not bother you?
No, not at all.
But not everyone in the community feels as strongly. Do you think people are offended by that here?
I don't think so. I really don't.
I would love to sit down with the Frankton Police Department and have the conversation with them and say, well, you know what? Exactly what are your motives?
A local NAACP board member says it's all about the intention. Black Lives Matter's mission is to bring to light racial injustices that stem from systematic problems they feel are not being addressed. If police are trying to be inclusive, he asks, have you taken any implicit bias or sensitivity training to put that slogan in action?
Tell me, how are you adding to the conversation of All Lives Matter? How are you expanding out to reflect All Lives Matter?
The town marshal wouldn't speak to me on camera, but says the decals are not meant to criticize the BLM movement and chose the slogan to, quote, illustrate the seriousness with which Frankton police officers take their duty to protect all of the town's citizens, regardless of income, economic status, race, nationality, age, or any other factor. But now hearing that nearly 100 people have signed the petition, the town plans to remove the decals from all police cars.
I want the community to always be inclusive and accepting of anybody, and I think that doing this will help the community grow.
Working for you, Stephanie Wade, RTV6.
Warm and dry, that's pretty much been the theme all September long and continued today. We made it to 86 officially for the afternoon high. Right now in Indy, sit at 85 degrees, 82 for you in Lafayette, and 86 in Columbus. Not much in the way of humidity to factor in out there today, so it has felt, although warm, on the comfortable side. It's 85 for you right now in Fishers and Edinburgh at 84 degrees. Storm Team 6 radar, all is quiet in the Hoosier State, and in fact, we got to go back more than 250 miles to the northwest to find any rain. That is not going to be sweeping into central Indiana anytime soon. So if you do have some plans to head out this evening, partly cloudy to mostly clear skies. Our temperatures will go from the lower 80s at 7 o'clock. Once that sun sets here around 8 o'clock in the evening, we'll be into the upper 70s for you. And tomorrow morning, once again, not going to need the umbrella and not going to need the jacket, with temperatures starting off around 60 degrees. We'll have sunshine, and even as you go into the afternoon, looks like your drive will be just fine.
Thank you, Kyle. Now new information from a baby death investigation in Johnson County. State police say 8-week-old Kensley Deese died yesterday after being dropped off at the babysitter in the Pennington Mobile Home Park in Franklin. An autopsy performed today shows no signs of physical injuries or trauma. Now we'll have to wait for toxicology reports before there is an official cause of death. The Hendricks County Sheriff's Department hopes that you can help find a burglary suspect. They posted images of the suspect and his possible vehicle on their Facebook page. We don't have too many details. Investigators say the burglary happened in southwest Hendricks County. If you can help identify this man, call the Hendricks County Sheriff's Office.
A health alert tonight from Tippecanoe County. There's a confirmed case of hepatitis A in a worker at Arnie's Market Square restaurant in Lafayette. The health department says the employee worked while ill on September 13th and 14th. prior to being diagnosed. Officials recommend anyone who ate or drank at the restaurant on those days should get a vaccination within 14 days. Meanwhile, the restaurant is open for business after a thorough cleaning. A free vaccination clinic is scheduled over 2 days next week at the Tippecanoe County Health Department for those with potential exposure to hepatitis A. Monday, September 23rd from 8 a.m. to noon, then from 1 p.m. to 4. Tuesday, the 24th, 8 to noon, then from 1 to 7. There's a hotline if you have any questions. That's 765-423-9798.
A new report released today shows payday lenders have a strong grip on Indiana families. To put a price tag on it, about $300 million. That's how much money these mostly out-of-state businesses have drained from Hoosier households over the last 5 years. The report from the Indiana Institute for Working Families, it shows 86% of the state's 262 payday loan storefronts are operated by out-of-state companies. The report also shows the payday lenders are disproportionately located in low-income neighborhoods and communities of color. The report highlights that the typical payday loan borrower has a median income of just over $19,000 a year and has to reborrow 8 to 10 times and pay more in fees than the amount originally borrowed.
New at 6, thanks to a grant from the state, a former industrial site in Indianapolis has new hope for redevelopment. The site at the intersection of 24th Street and Winthrop Avenue was once home to Colonial Bakery. The site was used for warehouse storage and truck repair from the mid-1950s through the 1990s. Due to its heavy industrial usage, the soil on the site is contaminated with metals and petroleum. The city received a $345,000 grant from the Indiana Finance Authority to dig up about 2 feet of soil to help revitalize the area.
With this grant, 4,500 tons. Let me say that again. 4,500 tons of soil and asphalt will be removed to a depth of 2 feet below grade.
After the digging is done, the city hopes to get a new owner for the area. That will happen likely early next year.
Through the crossroads of America, semi-trucks carrying tons of products make their way to a destination. Getting classroom to career ready, our Aaron Lish shows us how students can become technician to keep those drivers' trucks running.
From the products that you buy at the grocery store to the things that you buy online, it all has to get from point A to point B. And that's where the trucking industry comes into play. Students are working to become the people who help get those deliveries to you on time. Tyler Turnbull is learning about diesel and electronic tech through the National Transportation Center training.
It's a lot more complicated than anybody will ever think.
Instructors say companies are eager to find young technicians for the trucking industry.
When I got into the industry, there was a need, and now there's a huge need in diesel technicians.
These future techs focus on 6 major areas in trucking: electrical, brakes, engine repair, steering, suspension, and most importantly, safety.
If we don't do our job, we're putting someone at risk. So their job is extremely critical to protecting everybody else that's going to be touching the products, the equipment, really all of that.
Turnbull says people will be relying on him to do high-quality work.
It's a very high responsibility, but it's a responsibility somebody has to take on because the drivers, they run America.
To get more techs out there to help drivers, NTC connects the students with scholarships so they can leave the 20-week training without paying a dime.
This program is great, and they offer me a lot of great opportunity, hands-on, especially that's what I'm looking for.
These students supporting the transportation industry as they build themselves a future career.
It's still too good to be true, but I'm learning a lot here and I love it.
Working for you, Aaron Lish, RTV6.
To be in this training, you'll need a driver's license, high school diploma, or something equivalent to that. You must be 18 years old unless you're 17 within 5 months of training.
A local college undergoes its biggest curriculum reform in its 185-year history. Ahead in Hiring Hoosiers, we'll show you how it all has to do with new demands from our evolving workforce.
And the summer warmth just continues to pour into central Indiana. That's the trend in the latest outlook that takes us all the way to the 1st of October. But there are signs of a cool down coming when we'll get a break from the warmth. You're watching RTV6 News at 6.
This is RTV6 News at 6, working for you.
Our Hiring Hoosiers initiative is all about telling you stories and showcasing how Hoosiers are getting connected to jobs in the workforce.
And one of the most obvious ways to prepare for a career is through the college experience.
So RTV6's Lauren Casey traveled down to Johnson County to see how Franklin College is shaking things up in a big way. Their focus, positioning grads for success in this rapidly changing world.
It was kind of like that icebreaker into coming into the college and actually meeting new people.
Devin Wilhelm just kicked off his college career at a small liberal arts school in his hometown. The Franklin College freshman is already looking ahead to the future.
My main goal is just becoming a doctor. So with the new science building, I was like, okay, they're going to have like top-of-line equipment.
The biochemistry and neuroscience student is thinking of becoming an anesthesiologist, and he's diving right in with 2 labs this semester.
Both of them are going to be real hands-on, and that's what I like, because I feel like once you're hands-on, you actually know what you're going to be doing, and you can use that in the future.
Wilhelm is part of a new era at the college. FC just underwent that curriculum overhaul with a new initiative called The Pursuit. The dean of the college, Lori Schrader, says it's not about changing what the college does well. It's about staying relevant in today's evolving workforce. Internships and professional development will not only be options for students, but those experiences will be a cornerstone of their education.
Every student will be gaining professional experience that is relevant to their area of study. They will have interactions with professionals in the community. They will have internship opportunities. They will have opportunities to get outside the bubble of academia and really learn the kinds of skills that we not only think employers want, we know they want.
Combining real-world experiences with the Liberal Arts Foundation to make students more marketable to prospective employers.
So we think it's just a terrific winning combination of liberal arts with relevant skills and introduction to the workforce.
The college operates on trimesters, so the January term is set aside for internship experiences and partnering with professionals in the workforce. The college also added a week of mini courses called Pivot to learn some basic skills like banking, budgeting, cooking, and more. One student who took full advantage of the college's commitment to internship experiences is senior business marketing and management student Ian Jenks.
So with Indianapolis being in our backyard, I really valued that for internship opportunities and ultimately jobs after school. You get to see what different companies look like and what kind of company you might want to look for and what job responsibilities you might want as well.
Jenks has interned with companies like United Healthcare and Eli Lilly, which helped him gain experience he will take with him post-graduation.
Some of those internships have kind of shaped what I want to do, and I'm hoping to do that after school.
And for a more detailed look on the college's curriculum reform and how your student can apply, just visit our website at hiringhoosiers.com and click on this story.
FedEx is gearing up for the busy holiday season. It's looking to add more than 1,700 positions in Indianapolis to help get packages and gifts to where they need to be. FedEx is hiring for permanent and seasonal positions now and will continue to add more as needed as the holidays get closer. The majority of workers hired at FedEx in Indianapolis will be package handlers and other support positions at the express hub and grounds terminals. They'll also have the opportunity to continue working with the company after the holidays. You should check the company's website to apply.
Another warm day in central Indiana, but it's been that east breeze that's made a little bit of the difference. That's brought in some lower humidity. It's only 34% right now with our temperature at 85 degrees, and there's our sun setting about 10 till 8 this evening, and we will see a pretty nice one as we have those mostly clear skies in place. 84 right now in Bloomington. You got 85 in Muncie and Peru at 82, but look, there's even more summer heat off to the south and west. Temperatures into the 90s here in portions of Missouri, also Little Rock, Arkansas. So we got more of this heat to get through here before we see any signs of fall coming our way, and it officially arrives early next week. Tonight will be fairly comfortable. We'll see a pretty quick drop in those temperatures this evening with sunset down to 57 to 63 for that overnight temperature, about 63 in the city. Some outlying areas, though, will start off in the 50s for your Thursday. Here's a check of TrueCast. Lots of sunshine to go along with our Thursday. Going into the afternoon, a few more clouds will start to build in here, but we aren't expecting to see any rain here. Our air is really just too dry across central Indiana. So as we put it together, you can see those sunny skies will come with temperatures already to 70 degrees by mid-morning, 80 for the lunchtime temperature, and we'll warm even a little more than where we were today. We'll already be to 87 degrees at 3 o'clock and 88 for that afternoon high, even with a couple of those clouds around. A little more humidity as that wind starts to come out of the southeast, and that will give us heat index values around 90 degrees, so it'll feel a degree or two warmer than the actual air temperature Thursday afternoon, which will be at 88 in Indy and Bloomington, 86 for you in Lafayette. Already making those plans and getting ready for some high school football on Friday evening. There's an isolated chance for a passing shower or storm mainly north of Interstate 70 here, but that's only about 20%. 82 for the kickoff temperature on Friday. We'll be into the middle 70s with partly cloudy skies at 9 o'clock in the evening. So here's a look at TrueCast. This is Friday evening at 6:30. You can see a little bit of that green showing up there to the north, but again, not expecting many of us to have to deal with that anytime soon here as we go into the first half of the weekend, looking dry, and then those better rain chances start to move in here on Sunday. 40% chance for a shower or thunderstorm and 83 for the high. So we do start to cool things down a little bit, get a little closer to average here as we go into early next week, and that coincides pretty nicely here with the arrival of fall early on Monday morning. Our high 78 with some scattered showers and storms. Those highs in the mid to upper 70s into the middle of next week.
It's still a little warm for the first day of fall.
A little toasty here for this time of year for sure.
All right, thanks, Kyle, for that.
All right, we have Brad Brown standing by.
That's okay. Somebody.
Sorry.
Hi. Colts, we started off. They have waived quarterback Chad Kelly this afternoon. He had performed well during the preseason, but the signing of Brian Hoyer meant Kelly's time had probably come. Once he clears waivers, though, he could end up back on the Colts practice squad, but don't be surprised if he lands with another team somewhere else in the league. And good evening, everyone. It is a 1-1 start for the Colts, and you know what a lot of people are not talking about right now is Jacoby Brissett being the team's other quarterback. A pair of steady starts have certainly quieted the talks about his ability to lead the offense. And the Colts toned things down quite a bit today, going through just a walkthrough instead of a full practice. Coach Reich said 2 weeks of hot weather and a pair of road games, all that travel, has them in a spot to not overdo it this early in the season. 8 players were limited or out today, and Darius Leonard remains in concussion protocol. As for the QB, Brissett talked to us about getting that first win in his new starting role.
This is not my first time starting, but
this year.
Yeah, and it's our first win, you know, and it's hard to win in this league. It gets overshadowed a lot, but you know, it was just an emotional win. You know, it's just something to kickstart us, and you know, and it took all 3 phases, you know, so that's what was so special about it.
Colts are favored by 2 points, depending on which line you're looking at, but favored by 2 for Sunday against the Falcons. IU got a rude awakening in last weekend's blowout loss to Ohio State. Coach Tom Allen said after that one that his guys just weren't ready for that level yet. UConn comes to Bloomington this week, and it's a chance for the Hoosiers to get things in order. The Buckeyes certainly controlled every aspect of last Saturday's game. Ohio State had 520 yards of offense. Indiana managed just 42 yards on the ground, and their only touchdown came on a trick play in the 3rd quarter. Not much beyond that. The continued absence of quarterback Michael Penix could linger, and Coach Allen talked this week about how his players will go beyond this first big defeat.
I'm looking forward to seeing how we respond. I'm excited to see what this will make us into. Because when you have strong leadership, which I believe we do, then adversity only strengthens you. Because it can do one of 2 things. It can either make you or break you. And so I'm looking forward to seeing this team respond.
Saturday's game is another noon kickoff down at Memorial Stadium. The weather outside is still perfect for baseball. The Indians won't be back in action until next April, but we found out today what 2020 has in store on the calendar. The schedule for next year released here on Wednesday. The opener will be at home Thursday, April 9th. They'll play their first 7 at Victory Field. They'll have 11 Friday and 11 Saturday home games, and they'll be home for a trio of holidays as well. Easter, Mother's Day, and the 4th of July. It's also a great day for some golf. We'll find it. Brickyard Crossing's getting ready to host next week's LPGA IWIT Championship. Pernilla Lindbergh and Sarah Burnham were hitting some shots for us out on the 15th hole. A field of 130 players was announced today. It includes 7 of the top 10 on the money list, the past 2 tourney champions as well. The first round next Thursday at Brickyard Crossing. And we'll have more for that for you coming up tonight at 11. Dave first checks in from the start of IndyCar's championship week in California as well. We'll see you with that tonight. Back to finish off this edition of the News at 6 after one more break.
That's why the milk is so fresh at Meijer.
A tale of 2 seasons in the 7-day planning forecast that works out pretty good because summer ends on Sunday with those highs in the 80s. A little closer to where we should be with a chance for thunderstorms early next week.
Looking like a great weekend out there, though, so make the most of it, right?
Absolutely. Thanks for making RTV6 your choice for news. We'll see you at 7.